So stock market ended up recovering today. Bitcoin ended up doing well. But what does this mean for the broader spectrum? Because we were up a little bit today, but where are we going? And are we going to fully recover? So obviously my favorite indicators start with the EMA. So today was a really good day for Bitcoin, but we haven't even touched this EMA ribbon on the daily, which has been the narrative. When you zoom out, you look at the daily chart, you see that we're constantly below this EMA ribbon. So we need to retest this EMA ribbon. It starts at 44,700, and then the top of it is going to be 48,500. So in the broader spectrum of things, we still have a lot of progress to make, even though this was a really good day for Bitcoin. Going to the 4 hour chart. Right now we're above the EMA ribbon right here on the 4 hour, and it's flipping, and every time it flips it tends to do really well. I can't remember what happened here. I think the stock market dumped right here, but every time the EMA ribbon flips, it's good. Historically we've been held down by it, but anytime we flip it, it's usually really good. And so really what we're looking for on the 4 hours, we want a close. We want a 4 hour close, and then we take the EMA off. We bottomed right here on the Bollinger Bands. I said the 4 hour Bollinger Bands are the place to look at, and I mean we've just been hitting it perfectly. We were grinding up, and stock market brought us down. We had a candle close above this SMA, and usually the rule of thumb is every time you're above the SMA, it's usually bullish. Every time you're below it, it's usually bearish. And so we have a close already above it. So really what I'm looking at is what this tells me, this chart tells me that I'm looking at right now, is that we're probably going to go to 44,126 and then consolidate and slowly grind up, because we're bullish right now. This is a nice candlestick. Daily chart. This is a nice recovery candle, lots of buying pressure, and basically this was kind of just a cool down slash the S&P 500 deal. And then you look at it on the daily chart, because like I said before, when you're below this moving average, you're usually bearish. You flip above it, you're usually bullish. But that doesn't come into play until we start hitting that EMA band on the daily. So it's pretty much, they probably overlap. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Everything looks good, and it looks like we're about to test the EMA band on the daily going into the weekend, although anything can happen on the weekend. The worst thing we could see by far is if we went up to this EMA band right here and just got rejected hard and fell down. That's the worst thing we could see, although I don't see us doing anything but consolidating and retesting it. I mean, we're so ridiculously oversold. So that's going to be our update. That's what I'm looking at right now, is essentially this is going to be the start to the resistance. I expect us to slowly grind up here. I expect us to pump up to 41,126. It's going to be like right here, and then slowly grind up, and we'll see what happens when we hit this. And then obviously I bought this dip and I bought the bottom at 40,400, and so I don't plan on exposing myself anymore. Let's make this right there. So yeah, I expect the price action to slowly grind up / pump up to right here. Then I expect us to slowly grind up and touch here, and then we'll see what happens when we start interacting with the EMA ribbon. But we have a double bottom measured move around a little bit higher than here, so I expect the price to do something like that. And then if it doesn't do that and we bounce around in this area, I'm not going to do anything. And then if we do go below our previous low and we start to drop, that's when I would be buying. So that's the strategy that I'm playing with right now, not financial advice.